Hi guys, it's Dr. Muhammad Usman and today we will be talking about data types and image model, and this lecture is continuous of lecture 3 of data visualization and previous lectures. And in this lecture we will be talking about types of variable and built-in data visualization and image models. So let's start by talking about the types of variable. We have actually two types of variable. One is the physical type of variable and second is the abstract type of variable. In physical type of variable, it is based on storage format and it is used by machine operations such as integer, ball, float, string, which you have already used in the programming subjects and which we are aware of it before we are starting the data visualization. Other than that, the abstract types are the in the character format, or it is in form of descriptions of the data. Basically the metadata, the title of the columns, the names of columns, the names of data, these are all kind of abstract type of data. So we will be categorizing both physical and abstract type of data, and we will using it in form of nominal or ordinal and quantitative data type of data. So first of all, let's talk about nominal, ordered, quantitative and ratio type of data. So starting from the very basics, as we have studied before, nominal type of data is the basically labels of your data, and it includes the names of your columns such as, or names of your different data types, such as we have fruits over here and apple, oranges, and similar. Like if you have colors name listed in your data, so it is a kind of nominal kind of data. Other than that, there is ordered kind of data. Ordered kind of data is like a grade, like good, bad, worst, like a weather type, like anything that is in form of category or in a order format is the ordered kind of data. The third one is the interval kind of data. Basically it is based on date, location, longitude, latitudes, or anything that can provide us the intervals and that can be compared. So all this kind of data will be in form of interval. And then we have the last one is the ratio. Ratio is the physical measurement like length, mass, temperature, and it can be in percentage and it cannot be in percentage. It is basically based on counts and amount. It is like a geometric vector, and its origin is meaningful. So basically we will using these kind of nominal, ordered and quantitative type of data in our visualizations in our data tables. So we have to understand these in further detail. So let's talk about its further distribution, like what operators can be applied on nominal type of data. When we talk about nominal type of data, it is like apple is equal to orange or not, or apple is equal to orange. So it is just two operations, equal to and non-equal to. When we talk about ordered, we can just sort them out in smaller or greater. Other than that, equal to or not equal to. And similarly, like interval, we have another sign -1, so that we can find out the difference. We can also say it a dash. So basically we can find out a comparison between two different elements. In ratio, we have percentage, so we can basically measure the ratios and proportions of different kind of data. So these were the basics of different type of data that we use in our data tables. So the data is available you in this format. If we can see a data table, so you can just analyze from this one. What do you think, what is this kind of data in ordered ID, order date, order priority, product container, product base margin, or ship date? So let's talk about it according to the nominal or quantitative or ordered kind of data. So first of all, before starting of that, I would like to tell you that in a row kind of data, it is a item, or we called it a item or a set of row or a single row telling us about a specific order ID or details about a specific ID. So it is called item, and the columns are basically called with attribute or aka feature of that specific product or specific function. So basically we have two kinds of things. When we talk about the columns about there, these are semantics, and these provide you the labels of your visualization or labels of your column. So we can the label importance is that we use this label to display in our visualizations, and labels are important to know that which data is to be plotted on x-axis and y-axis. So let's talk about what do you think which is quantitative, nominal and ordered kind of data. You can just comment below. I will give you a solution answer over here. This is the answer of this one, and you can just mention that why it is quantitative, and you will be confused too, and I will give you a hint that everything that is in numerical format is also quantitative. So let's talk about the image model and image techniques. So basically image model and image techniques were developed by Bolton, and as I talked in the start, Bolton was the basic man behind all the visualizations and he says that image is perceived as set of signs, and signs can further convert those images in form of information, and information can be decoded by the receiver, and he can get some information from the signs. So basically he started and designed some kind of different elements which are used still in our visualizations, and we use these further in our modern visualizations, and it is called Bolton visual variables. So basically Bolton's terminology of graphics tells you about that if there are three variables in element, then A, B, C are distinguishable, and there can be a difference between A and B, and there we can find out that B and C difference is twice long as A and B. So basically we can convert anything into a quantitative variable by reading our visualization. The Bolton visual methodology also tells you about converting of quantitative data into qualitative amount of data, like we can change numericals into nominal kind of data in characters, and we can change them back. So if we have a visualization, we can decode it back into a form of variable, and if we have a data, then we can convert into in form of a visualization. So Bolton's terminology of graphics tell you about this one, that resemblance, order or proportion are three significants in the graphics. So let's talk about further Bolton visual variables. So the main basic visual variables are position, size, value, texture, color, orientation and shape. And if we see that in the our image format, the shapes can be in any format, it can be 2 dimensions, and also we have talked about position, that position is the most effective kind of data, and the colors and the forms and orientation and shapes are the least effective type of data. Similarly, like the complete list of visual encoding variables given by the Bolton also includes the same one which we have studied before. These include position, length, area, volume, value, texture, color, orientation, shape, transparency, blur and focus. So basically visual encoding variables will be very useful when you are building up your visualizations, and you need them to identify that which thing you have to use. So basically when we talk about two-dimensional points or position, we can use it for generating different lines, different zones, and similarly like we can also use them in color or mapping techniques. So every map or everything will have a three certain characteristics that we have told before, that it will be having order, it will be having a state, and it will be having a proportion, which will be providing you significance in your graphics. So further, when we talk about the characteristics or attributes of these visual variables, we can tell that if we have two different marks, then how these two different marks are distinct from each other, or what is the different from each other. So basically it is the selective technique of the visual variable. If we have two distinct marks, then we can know out that what is the difference between those variable, like there is one square and there is one polygon. Similarly, like if we have group of variable, then we can check the associative property of those visual variable, that either these grouping will work or not. And similarly, like if we have two different variables or bar graph, then we can check that it is quantitative, or what is the difference between two length of the bar, either which one is smaller or which one is greater. So we can use the attributes of the visual variable to conclude our results, and using them we can also further find out the order and length of our variables. So basically when we talk about the different visual variables, we need to know that how we can use these variables in associative or conclusion property, or further what is the use of this one. So let's talk about the first one, the highest most efficient variable, which is the position. As we know that position is the stronger visual variable, and it is suited for all data types. We have seen that nominal, ordered, quantitative or ratio. Position is the first one, and but the problem is that the position is something not available. Sometimes we don't have the exact accurate amount of data. Then how will you build up your visualization? So also there is some cluttering and junk amount of data available in this one. As we have a number of sets having the same position, then it will not be clear to us. So we have to know that when to use the position variable. So let's talk about an example, which is this one, which is like this one, how you can know the position in 3D. So if we have position in greater detail, then we cannot find out the position actually accurately according to the given specification. So position is sometimes not good, and sometimes it is good for us. Similarly, like size and length. Size and length is a good visual variable. It is easy to see which one is bigger or smaller, which one is larger or smaller, what is the difference between one, and it works in grouping one. So when we talk about size and length, when we have to group different variable, we can use size and length in it. Similarly, like when we talk about the bar chart, it is good for alignment, it is good for changes in length, but it is bad for the area in changes. When we talk about size of and length difference in form of area or volume, we cannot just implement them. So it is just bad for it. Similarly, like when we have different kind of shape, we have to we can use them to form many different dimensions. So if we have different kind of shapes available, then we can use them to provide different dimensions, and we can also implement multiple variables. Similarly, like if you have seen the Napoleon March, we have different kind of variables and different kind of designs. So as we have more kind of design, we can further use them in distinction among different variable, but it does not allow us ordering or grouping. So it is just bad for ordering and grouping. When we talk about value, so value is good for quantitative data when size and length are used, but value is not always recognizable because there can be many different shapes or color associated. Value also support grouping, but it does not support the ordering. It is sufficiently different from all the other things, like we have different intensity and different colors of, and we can use one color intensity in different kind of data or similar kind of data, but it is not always useful, as when the intensity is low, then we cannot use the data accurately. So basically value is good, but it is not the best kind of data, as we have previously. Color, we know that color has much importance, and we will further see the color importance, but color cannot be used for all kind of data. Color is only good for qualitative type of data, or when we have limited number of dimensions, and it is not good for quantitative kind of data. We have seen that it is the lowest, least efficient kind of data we have, and it has a lot of pitfalls. Sometimes the color is bad, and if we do not choose accurately, then the color will be drastic on your visualization. So we should use the color with much care in. So if we see the Bolton level of organization or a level of the visual variable, we can make up this chart that position is nominal, ordinal and quantitative, and size is also nominal, ordinal, quantitative, and we can see that when we talk about the value, it is also nominal. So first of all the variables can be nominal, and then it can be ordered. So this can tell you that when we have to use the position in order format or quantitative format. And when we are looking about the small q and small o, it is tell that it is less than the original ordered or nominal or quantitative value. So this was the basics of the Bolton visual variables and the image data types, and which we can use, and we will use in our visualization, and we will focus on implementing all the Bolton visual variables in all our assignments and in all our work. So this video was up to here. If you like my video, do visit my channel for updates, and you can just tell me any concept to be taught in English or Urdu. And if you are taking this in live session or on online, you can just go for a training certificate, which is electronic free for you, and hard copy is just of nominal cost, and it will be a accredited certificate. If you are taking in form of classroom session with me, then you can receive a certificate or a diploma in data visualization from our organization on a nominal cost. So what you are waiting for? Do visit today my YouTube channel and like and subscribe to my videos.